Augustus' empire faced problems that feel strikingly familiar to us today: declining birth rates, waning faith in traditional values, and political instability. Sound familiar? But how did Rome's first emperor confront these challenges? Augustus didn't innovate his way out of chaos. He looked to the past, to tradition, to rebuild what was broken. His solutions stabilized an empire on the brink, and they still echo across history, offering lessons and warnings for societies grappling with upheaval. When Augustus assumed power in 27 BC, Rome was a shadow of its former self. Decades of civil war had left the Republic shattered. The assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BC had shaken the very foundation of Roman politics, and faith in its institutions was crumbling. Those who clung to the ideals of the old republic looked to Cicero, the great orator and defender of tradition, as a symbol of resistance. But Cicero's defiance of centralized power ended with his violent death. His severed head and hands were displayed in the Roman Forum, a chilling warning to all who opposed the new order. Amid the political chaos, Augustus saw another problem: a spiritual crisis. Rome's temples were in ruins, neglected during years of war and political strife. The gods themselves seemed forgotten, their images and statues desecrated. Horace, one of Augustus' court poets, lamented that religion had taken a back seat to politics, while foreign cults with secretive rituals were spreading, further fracturing Rome's unity. To many conservative Romans, these changes were deeply unsettling. It seemed that Rome had lost not just its gods but its soul. To rebuild that soul, Augustus began with the visible symbols of Rome's faith. In his first year as princeps, he oversaw the repair or reconstruction of 82 temples, including those dedicated to Jupiter, Apollo, and Mars' altar. These were more than buildings. They were powerful symbols of Rome's enduring strength and tradition. The Era Pacis Augusti, or Altar of Augustan Peace, commissioned in 13 BC, was another masterpiece. Its carvings depicted the ideal Roman family: pious, united, and virtuous. Augustus hoped these images would inspire a renaissance of traditional values, rekindling pride in Rome's heritage. But temples and monuments weren't enough. Augustus understood that rituals and festivals were the lifeblood of Roman religion. As Pontifex Maximus, he revived ancient ceremonies like the lustrum, a purification ritual, and the Lupercalia, a fertility festival. In 17 BC, he reintroduced the Ludi Seculari, or secular games, a grand spectacle of sacrifices, theatrical performances, and public games held every 110 years. Augustus' heralds proclaimed them as a spectacle such as they had never witnessed and never would again. These events reminded Romans of their shared traditions and united them in celebration of their enduring identity. Yet Augustus knew that Rome's problems weren't just spiritual, they were social. Birth rates were declining, marriages were failing, and infidelity was rampant among the elite. Augustus believed that the family was the cornerstone of society, and without strong families, Rome's future was in jeopardy. He enacted the Lex Julia, a series of laws designed to restore family values. Adultery was outlawed, and penalties were imposed on bachelors and childless men. Wealthy elites were encouraged, or pressured, to marry and have children, ensuring the empire had future generations of warriors and statesmen. Augustus' reforms weren't just about morality, they were about survival. As he once exclaimed, "May I be privileged to build firm and lasting foundations for the government of Rome. May I also achieve the reward to which I aspire, that, when I die, these foundations will abide secure." But did his plan work? The results of Augustus' efforts were mixed. His reign ushered in the Pax Romana, a remarkable 200 years of relative peace and stability. Yet the deeper moral and spiritual issues he sought to address proved more resilient. The traditional Roman religion would falter in the centuries to come, eventually giving way to Christianity. And despite Augustus' laws, the decadence of the elite persisted, becoming a symbol of Rome's eventual decline. Historians like Arnold Toynbee describe Augustus' strategy as archaism, an attempt to revive the golden age of the past during times of decline. But as Toynbee warned, archaism alone is rarely enough to save a society. The conditions that once gave rise to those traditions are often gone, and no empire can turn back time. Augustus' efforts remind us of a powerful truth: societies in turmoil cannot survive on nostalgia alone. As Toynbee wrote, "Only birth can conquer death, not the birth of the old thing again, but of something new." So, as we navigate our own uncertain times, we must ask ourselves, What new foundations will we build? What lessons from history will guide us forward? Thank you for watching at Crypto Stoic Insights. For more insights into history, philosophy, and the lessons they hold for our future, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join us as we uncover the stories that shaped the world, and the ones shaping it still.